This could potentially be more bad news for Microsoft, who honestly didn't really need more bad news, so to speak. So, I do feel like at the end of the day, Microsoft has a lot going on for themselves, but I also just feel like, they continually shoot themselves in the foot with various bad choices. And, that's something that, is that ever going to change? Is that ever going to be something that Microsoft can get a foothold on? I don't really know, but what I do know is they kind of control their own narrative, and until they figure out a way to do that a little bit better, it's not going to end well for them. That's really unfortunate, to say the least, because like I've said multiple times, people think I'm an Xbox hater when it's the exact opposite. I love Xbox. I think Xbox is fantastic. They have a great box with a lot going for it, but at the same time, how can you expect to sell that if people aren't going to be able to get something exclusive from it? So that's always been a bit of a problem, in my opinion. But this news could be even worse than some of that, because we always worry what the competition is doing, and Sony looks like they're doing something kind of under the radar right now. I found this to be very interesting because it's a new report that sort of leaked out, and it sounds interesting to me. It looks like there's a new PlayStation Portable that's capable of running PS4 games. It's in the works. Sony may be gearing up to return to the handheld market with a PlayStation Portable that will be capable of running PS4 games, according to this new leak. As reported on some forums, Russian journalist Anton Logvinov, who was among the first to confirm PlayStation exclusives would be coming to PC years back before the official confirmation, revealed on Telegram that the Japanese company is working on a new PSP capable of playing PlayStation 4 games. Unfortunately, the launch lineup is only comprised of games that are also available on PC and thus on Steam Deck, so there's a good chance the system hides some surprises. Also, considering how retailers are apparently skeptical about the portable system as well. This isn't the first time we've heard about Sony working on a new PlayStation Portable. In February, Moore's Law is Dead talked about a new system powered by a custom AMD APU designed to maintain compatibility with PS4 and PS5 games. And while there's a chance that it is the same system, the Russian journalist did not talk about PS5 games. So compatibility with current gen titles have either been kept a secret or may be implemented at a later time, if indeed the system is in the works. Now, with the immense popularity of the Nintendo Switch and other portable gaming systems like the Steam Deck, it is not impossible to think that Sony would decide to get back into the handheld market, especially after releasing the surprisingly successful PlayStation Portal. Still, we will have to take some of the existence of this with a grain of salt until an official announcement. Again, I like the idea that they maybe go with a PSP type situation over a Vita. Believe it or not, people will forget this because Nintendo absolutely dominates the handheld market. The PSP was a huge hit. I think it sold over 70, 80 million units or something like that. The big problem with the PSP was, of course, the idea that you could easily pirate games for it. And so while they sold a lot of PSPs, I guess the hardware didn't exactly sell well. Now, we know that Microsoft is working on something in terms of a handheld, or supposedly they have reached out and are doing surveys and stuff to see if there's people that want to see that. While I wouldn't mind seeing a Microsoft handheld, it's not the first thing on my list that I would want to see, to be honest with you. And I would rather have just a console, but you need exclusives regardless. At the end of the day, I feel like you absolutely need exclusive games to be able to go out there and pitch something that's gonna be hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? And so while I think that it's true, the Switch is incredibly successful, probably about to break the all-time record or whatever for console sales. one of the things that I find to be very, very interesting is that, at the end of the day, exclusives are what sold that, right? You got to have exclusive games. And so that's where how I feel about all of this stuff in general. I hope that we do see something like this. Look, competition would be great. I just think that it's funny to me, if you're an Xbox fan, Microsoft literally got their ass kicked so bad in the console space that, they had to rely on putting their stuff all over PC. And now it looks like they're kind of going from console, where they kind of bent the knee to Sony by giving them their exclusives. They went from that extreme to the extreme of, hey, let's go into the handheld market, which is utterly dominated by Nintendo. And then you hear that, Sony is looking to get back into it as well. That's like a double ouch. You have to kind of wonder what Microsoft is thinking at that point. I mean, they probably know, but they probably don't really care, because if you think about it, Microsoft will probably put their games on the damn thing. And I kind of mentioned this the other day, and people got kind of angry about it. So we know that Sony had marketing rights for Call of Duty for a very long time, and that's all well and good. But people are like expecting this big change to happen now that Microsoft has, they own Call of Duty. My theory is they wouldn't stop if Sony wanted to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to continue marketing rights and things with Call of Duty. Why would Microsoft not do that? Right? Like, I don't think Call of Duty on Game Pass or on, just because Microsoft owns it is really going to change much in terms of who's buying this stuff where. Right? So if nothing much is going to change, why would you pass up the chance to get millions and millions of dollars from Sony and let them advertise it, right? You're going to put it in Game Pass anyway, Microsoft, but why not let Sony advertise it and, do the thing that they normally do? Because I think that makes a lot of sense from their perspective to go out and kind of do that. Anyway, it's a very strange thing. It seems like every time Microsoft goes to do something and they think that it's going to tilt the industry upside down or whatever, then they kind of get beat to the punch. I don't know. Just, it doesn't seem like they pick very good things to do. Anyway, with that being said, I want to take a minute to say to you guys, if you guys are new to the channel, I'm Crap Gamer, and this is Crap Gamer Reviews. I do daily gaming content. Some of it's pretty good, some of it maybe not, but every day I'm trying, at least, putting out some videos, talking video games, and that's what I love to do. So like I said, if you enjoy it, maybe consider subscribing, or at the very least liking the video, share it out as well. And I'll catch you next time. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, and as always, Crap Gamer 'em up, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.